Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Metal brings you Messages from Spirit.
Hi, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on PARAPOD TV. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. I'm a psychic medium, and I'm an energetic healer. And every week on the show, here's what happens. We're here every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time, live. And I'm a real psychic medium, and I talk to real people every week. They ask real questions, and then I work to get real answers from Spirit. And hopefully, we get them the answers they need and some real healing. And we have some real discussions, which I think is super beautiful. And that's what we do every week here on the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can send me a text message. It's 818 area code 437-0886. And if you are out of the United States, you can hit me up on WhatsApp. My country code is 1-818-437-0886. And you can always learn more about me by visiting me at my website, which is sheenametalspiritual.com. And also hitting me up on social media. I'm just at Sheena Metal everywhere. That's Facebook and X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Please visit me. I would love that. And I'd love to have you be a guest on the show. The number I'm giving you, it's my private cell. There it is. And nobody has access to it but me. So you don't have to worry that it's being spread all around the interweb, because it's not. So I can't wait to have you all on the show and to get some messages from Spirit for you. And I love to be here on PARAPOD TV. What a wonderful network and beautiful people to be a part of. And thanks to my wonderful engineer, producer, Emery, and station owner, Tony Sweet, for having us on this great network. So I was watching a show the other day, and there was a wonderful quote, and I wrote it down because I thought it would be something we could talk about today. The quote that the character said in the show was, they were talking about their worst fears. And she said, "My worst fear is falling into the places I've crawled myself out of." And I thought that was so beautiful, because isn't that what it's about, right? It's one thing to conquer your demons, to become a better you, to get your celestial poop in a group. But then there is that fear that we backslide, right? It's like I've probably been on 20,000 diets in my life. And here I am, still fat. So clearly, none of them worked 100%. So there is a fear, right, of backsliding back into the behaviors that we exhibited before we started doing the spiritual work, before we started getting our celestial poop in a group. I think sometimes that fear is worse than the actions themselves. And sometimes that fear winds up leading us back into those places for the sheer reason that we manifested it by focusing on it too much. You know, when I was working full-time in commercial entertainment, I was always so worried that I wasn't going to get the next show. And then when I got the next show, I was always terrified I was going to lose it. And I spent so much time worried I was going to lose it. I didn't enjoy it when I had it. And it took me years to sort of culturalize myself and out of that mindset of you have something to enjoy the journey and not to be obsessed with the destination. And I talk to my private clients about that all the time. Let's not plan the breakup before the relationship has happened. Let's not obsess on when our elderly parents are going to die. Let's not manifest health problems that haven't manifested themselves yet. These are things that are so important, that we live in the now. We enjoy the now, and we work day to day to make sure that we're maintaining that level of whatever it is you need: health, prosperity, spiritual work. And every day we make sure we maintain, and we don't fall back into the places that we've crawled ourselves out of. Instead of living in this constant panic that it's going to happen, we relax and we take the steps and we just maintain every day, and then work what we can do to see what we can do to like lift ourselves up a little bit every day. It's one of those things where, like, if you make a list of things to do and every day you do the things, like every Thursday I clean the toilet, every Wednesday I pay bills, every Friday I wash the dog, and you do those things every week, it's much easier than, oh my God, I haven't paid my bills in 2 months. The dog hasn't been washed in a year, and I haven't cleaned my toilet since 1987. Then it becomes this overwhelming job. But if we just maintain, it's very simple to get those tasks done every week. And that's how your spiritual work is as well. Just maintain what you're doing. Check in with yourself. Check in with spirit. Ask questions. Um, Process the answers. Process where you're at in your spiritual growth. It doesn't all have to be this panic of constantly thinking about the fear of backsliding, the fear of not getting it done, the fear of never getting to the evolutionary place that you want to get to. Um, just stay the course. When they call it walking your path, that's what they mean, walking your path, not running your path, sprinting, and then sitting for a year. It's supposed to be about one step at a time, day-to-day evolution, day-to-day evolvement, and just working a little bit at a time to get it all together in both your spiritual life and your human life. So that's what I want you to think about this week until I see you next week. And if you want to let me know how you're doing on your spiritual path, send me a text message, 818-437-0886, or out of the country on WhatsApp, same number with the country code 1 in the very front. And now let's do a message from Spirit. I would love that. Hi.
Hi.
Who are you and where are you coming in from, sweetie?
My name is Sarah. Do I need to say my last name or?
If you want, don't have to. It's up to you. Where are you from?
So I'm from Southern California.
Beautiful. You're my neighbor.
Yes.
What is your question for me today, sweetie?
I'm not quite sure, I guess, what to ask, I guess, after hearing that part, but
Oh no, you can ask anything you want. It doesn't have to do with that part.
I don't know. So I lost my grandparents at an early age. And I lost them before I think I knew how important they were to me.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was just curious.
Your grandmother especially, right? I see a missing for your grandmother.
You see a what?
I see you missing your grandmother, even though you didn't realize at the time that you were going to miss her. You missed that place in your life that she held. Is that right?
Yeah, same with my grandpa.
Yeah, but you got to know, sweetie, they're always around. They're always watching you. They're never far away. They're just, they're not where you can be with them on the earth realm, but we're really just spiritual beings having a human experience, and it doesn't really matter in spirit's eyes whether they're here on the earth with you or not. They're still a very important and active part of your life.
Yeah.
And you have to sort of think of it like that, right? That they are around. Your grandmother's always very concerned about how you're doing from a mental health perspective. Now, I don't mean you have mental health problems, but I mean, she's always wanting to make sure that you're kind of keeping your spirits up, she's saying, and maintaining a place that makes you happy emotionally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you struggle with that sometimes? With the blues?
Sometimes.
Yeah, she just wants to make sure that you're feeding yourself emotionally and you're taking care of yourself and you're cutting yourself some slack, because she said that you work really hard to be a good person in other people's lives. And she wants to make sure you're being that level of a good person to yourself in your own life.
Pretty cool.
And your grandpa just wants to give you a hug. Boy, he was sure happy when you were born. He wanted to be twice the grandparent that he was a parent, because he said he'd learned so much from being a parent that he was ready to hit the ground running being a grandparent. And they're sorry they can't be here with you, sweetheart. But they want you to know they're always around, and they don't want you to be sad, and they don't want you to miss them, because you don't have to miss them because they're right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's really important that you know that they really, and they're always kind of giving you a hug. And if you feel like a gust of warmth, they're saying something that feels almost like when you turn the heater on and you can sort of feel the heat move into the room, although it's not blowing on your face, but you're just feeling. I'm sorry?
I felt that at church.
That's them.
I felt like someone behind me.
Yeah, you just feel the room warm. They want you to know that that's them. Okay? You are loved, sweetheart. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Take care.
Right.
Yeah, our loved ones aren't ever gone. I mean, sometimes they reincarnate, they come back. That does happen. But Sarah's grandparents are not going to, because they know how badly she needs them. And spirit, which is what I call God, energy, source, universe, knows how bad that she needs them. So they're not going to be taken away. They're going to be allowed to stay and be guiding spirits to her until she feels like she's in a place where she no longer needs them. And at that point, they might come and reincarnate, but not anytime soon. Beautiful. All right, let's do a message from spirit. Hi.
Hey!
How are you?
Girl, I am good, but sad at the same time.
Oh, no, don't be sad. So who are you and where are you coming to us from?
My name is Melissa Saintville from New York, but I'm in Philadelphia right now. Hey!
Beautiful. East Coast represent. Tri-State girls. I'm from Connecticut.
Hey!
So what's your question, sweetie? Why aren't you doing well? What's going on?
Okay, girl, let me tell you. So, I miss my ex-boyfriend, and I'm really trying to fix our relationship, and it's hard right now. I believe in love. I am a love spirit. I love love. I believe, relationships, they can be fixable. So I want to know if me and my man are gonna get back together.
The answer is yes, but it's the long answer. And I know you're like, oh no, the long answer. He needs some time to just figure his stuff out and grow up. I mean, emotionally, you're like 10 years older than him. He's still like a little boy in a lot of ways. And that makes him fun, and it's endearing, and it makes him cute and sexy, but also sometimes makes him a pain in the butt.
Oh my God.
So he needs to have a little time on his own to mature a little bit. And there's not a lack of the heart feelings for you are always there, sweetie, with him. It's just that he's just like he's like a little college boy, and he's still like going to a frat party every day in his mind. And he's got this whole idea that relationships are going to weigh him down. So he just needs to grow up and realize that he can love you and be with you, and he doesn't have to give up his life. Like, you're not going to put a giant chain around him and on his ankle and not let him go anywhere. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's got this idea. Do you know what I mean? That relationships like tie you down and bring you down, man. And it's not true, but it's all this kind of mental trip that goes on in his mind, right?
So I gotta let him go through his stuff right now?
Yeah, let him go through his adolescence again. And let him grow up, sweetheart, and then he will be back. You just be cool. You do your life and make sure he knows that you're out living your life. You're not sitting home in a puddle of tears. You're living your life and having a good one. And then he'll go, wow, you know what? It was great when I was with Melissa. What's my problem? And then he'll start coming back all casual, like, hey, like he's a friend, and let that happen and let it sort of build slowly. And then it's going to come back to a better place.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Take care,
you.
baby. You're the best.
Bye.
Bye, honey. Can somebody please give Melissa her own show? Because she's amazing. And if I had that much energy on the outside, I'm sure the show would be a lot more interesting. I have a lot of energy on the inside, but on the outside, I'm just so much more chill. And I wish I was as excited about everything as Melissa. I swear on the inside, I am. I just, again, that's the difference in being from New York and being from Connecticut, right? I just all present like Pepperidge Farm remembers. All right. You guys are the best, and let's do another message from Spirit. Really quick before we do, let me just say that what Melissa's going through is a very common thing. Sometimes in a relationship, somebody's just not a grown-up. And it's not always the guy. People, oh, guys are just like that. It's not always the guy. It can be anybody in the relationship. It's just not a grown-up. And it's really important that when that happens, that you have to let that person go and let them grow up. Otherwise, you're always going to be sort of like parenting them. And that's very unhealthy in a romantic relationship. All right, let's do a message from Spirit. I'm excited. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Julie. I'm from London, Kentucky.
Beautiful. What's your question for me today, sweetheart?
Today I was going to ask if my financial stability is going to start looking up anytime soon. I recently went from one job making money every week to bi-weekly, and it's kind of set me back a little bit on multiple things, like my phone's cut off now, which I'm just trying to get caught up on.
Sure.
And then just like a couple things here and there, and then trying to get my car fixed at the same time, and it's just not working out because nobody has the tool to fix one certain part. But I've also applied for like my daughter's SSI for her autism.
Good.
Try to get help that way. I got the last bit of paperwork sent in today, so hopefully it's not too late or anything like that to have to restart. But I just kind of like I feel like it's what's making me feeling a bit homesick, even though there's not a lot going on except for just like being held back a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah. Also, Spirit is saying for her, have you thought about applying for grants? There's like different grants that you can get for kids that are special needs, like different assistance, not just SSI, but other things as well.
No, I didn't know there was other grants, but I'll definitely look into that.
Look into that, because SSI is great, but it's it's not a whole lot. It helps,
Yeah.
but it doesn't help a lot. And
Yeah.
there are other places that will help more.
Okay.
And because she really needs that.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely does.
She legit needs the help, and you need the help because you have to spend a lot of time with her, which limits how much you can work. So
yeah.
Look into that, make that the focus. How can you get help for her, which in turn helps you, and then is also great because it financially allows you to be able to spend more time with her, which is really what she needs,
Yeah. We've been having trouble with babysitters too, so it's been rough that way as well.
And that's the other thing. Have you thought about applying for jobs you can do from home? I know so many places since COVID are still doing home, like Amazon, and pretty much everyone I call for customer service, I hear a dog or a baby in the background. I know they're not in the warehouse. Get a job from home.
Okay.
I mean, I think like Amazon pays well. I'm pretty sure when I talk to PayPal and Verizon and all those places, I'm talking to people that are here and at their homes, and because obviously they're not taking their dogs and their kids to work, and just because what Spirit is saying is work your life around being able to spend more time with your daughter.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that more often. She needs me a lot more right now than she has before, because her dad's not a part of her life. He's been hateful about me asking for a little bit of help, like for new shoes or a jacket or outfits, anything like that. So he's been awful. So I'm cutting off contact with him again. Just things like that. I don't have any other help, no other family, no other friends. I'm paying out the hind end for babysitters, and they're not even doing what they're supposed to be doing. I caught them not doing their job for hours. They hadn't checked on her whenever I was home, so it just wasn't good. So I'm going to start looking at that. I've been thinking about it. That's what I'm going to do, is get something from home.
Yeah, just because then you don't have to worry about the car for now. And you can save up money because you're not spending the money on gas. And then you can get the car fixed, and you can get the phone back, and everything will work out. You can get the regular paycheck that's coming in.
Yeah.
And you know what? Apply for a bunch of different things. There's all kinds of little things you can do from home, like, somebody be like a shopper where people send you stuff, or take surveys, or whatever it is. Everything you can get your hands on. And then you're all good.
Okay. Wonderful. That sounds good.
Sounds good? All right. You
Yeah.
take care, sweetie.
You too. Thank you so much, Sheena.
You're going to be good. Yeah, that's the thing. We have to do what we have to do. And that's the most important thing. We have to, and this is kind of what I talked about at the beginning of the hour, right? We have to focus on what's happening in the present right now. So for Julie, that's what can I do right now to take care of my daughter? What can I do to spend time at home, because I'm having trouble with the phone, and I'm having trouble with the car. So what can I do to make it work right where I am? And that's the most beautiful thing. Making it work right where you are, for now. There's this thing called Occam's razor, right? And it's the most obvious answer is usually the correct one. They use it in like police investigation all the time, in forensics, right? If it looks like it's that person, it could probably be that person. Think about Occam's razor for your life. What is the easiest thing for me to do right now? I'm having trouble with my car. I'm having trouble with my phone. My daughter needs me, and she's special needs. I should get a job where I work at home. And I know that's not as fun as going out and being with other people. I also know that moms, especially moms, have special needs kids like Julie does. They need sometimes to get out of the house. And I 100% get that. But also right now, where she needs to be is with her daughter. And then start applying for the jobs that you want outside of the house. And do this for now until you find something you really want to do and don't feel like it's rushed. Because like she said, childcare was an issue, and, the car was an issue, and these things were all an issue to get her to that job. So think about that in your mind, because I think sometimes we make things more difficult for ourselves than what they need to be. And we do that because we trip ourselves out. Like, we know what the answer is, and then we start to trip ourselves out. And sometimes what we do is we override the message that's coming in from spirit. Like people say, oh, I had a gut reaction. That was my gut. Well, that's spirit. Spirit is your gut. So your gut is telling you something, and you're going, oh, no, what about? And the next thing you know, you trip yourself off of what you should be doing. And now you're off like a shot in 5,000 different directions, and you're getting away from the true answer. So part of living in the present, like we're talking about, part of living in the now and doing your daily emotional and spiritual maintenance is not letting yourself head trip out into the middle of nowhere. And then you're like, boo! Does that make sense? All right. That's think about that. All right. And now I'm ready to give another message from spirit.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sarah. How are you?
Hi, Sarah. Where are you from in the world, my friend?
Chicago.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me today?
I am curious what I can do to bring more love into my life.
You're talking about romantic love or love in general?
Love in general, but I mean, definitely more romantically. I am in a relationship, but I feel like it's up and down. One day I feel like I can walk away successfully and be happy. The next day I'm ready to tie the knot, and I can't just keep myself sane, kind of like you just were talking about, where, focus on the now and not really in the future, but it's easier said than done.
That's important. I know it's hard though. When you want to get married and stuff, I know it's hard. So here's the thing that I wanted to ask you. And I say this with love, sweetheart. How much do you love yourself? I mean, I know that's a tough question, but I feel like you don't value yourself as much as you should. And it's almost like you're drawing in the love that you subconsciously think you deserve, which is not as much as you actually deserve. And then that's sort of how you have kind of a complacent partner, right? who's in, and yes, but not like really emotionally giving the 150% that you crave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more needy than I want to admit. Definitely.
Okay.
But he's much older than I, and he's been through a marriage versus I haven't. So he kind of chucks it up to like, okay, you don't really understand what you're getting yourself into. Versus I feel like kind of like that, where like I want everything I can possibly get from life, and I don't know if he always is that person for me. But
Right.
when he tries, it's really great. It's amazing. And then it's like he makes up for it from, being absent later on.
Right. It's like he's like the vacuum cleaner that's plugged in, and if you pull it too much this way, it stops, and then you go back this way and it goes back in.
Yeah.
Like he has like an inconsistent connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's on him, honey. And his marriage that was not that great, that doesn't have anything to do with marriage. That has to do with him and his marriage that wasn't that great. So he can't put that on you or put that on marriage, because that was his marriage. I just think life has made him jaded. You said he's older.
Yeah.
I just think he's gotten to this place where he's become that guy who like, oh, I've seen it all, and half of it sucks. And I think that maybe you need to, like I said, more love for you, more enthusiasm for you. And then, then you can really make it work. You need to inspire him to have the enthusiasm that you have, but not by trying to get him to do it, by showing him how great it is to be that enthusiastic. Does that make sense?
It does. I guess I'm really just nervous about doing that because my previous relationship, I was in it for 10 years before I really figured out like this isn't for me. And now I'm older and I don't want to spend another 10 years trying to figure it out versus, I am more impatient and I want things to be kind of upfront and honest now.
Okay. So keep that in mind, but this is what you've got now. And if you wanted to leave right now, you'd be leaving right now, and you don't. So see what you can do to sort of kickstart this a little bit. And no, you're not trapped and you're not married, and it's not going to be hard to get out of it if you need to get out of it. But see what you can do to sort of up the enthusiasm level. And instead of finger pointing, which we all do, especially women, we do it, right? Why can't you do this? And why can't you do that? Just do it in yourself. Be the model of who you want him to see, and take the pressure off of him. I wouldn't marry men. I wouldn't mention marriage again. And just let's see what happens. Let's see if he grows that safety and security and flowers on his own.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Keep me posted. You're awesome. Yeah, it's hard sometimes when somebody's very enthusiastic and the other person in the relationship is very like, wow, I've been through it all and all kind of stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people like that. I always wonder what two people like that in a relationship are like. I'm always the like, isn't life exciting? And oftentimes my partner's like, wow, and it gets worse when people get older. I think I've become more enthusiastic as I've become older, but I know a lot of people my age that are just like such bummers. And so I get it. It's hard. It's one of the things that's hard about an age gap in a relationship. If one person goes to that, and the other person, the younger person is still like, isn't life great? No, I've done life for 50 years and it's terrible. Yeah, it's hard. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Great. Oh, quick. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. If you're out of the US, no problem. 1-818-437-0886. All right, let's do a message from Spirit. Hi,
Sheena. I'm Darlene. I'm from Albrightsville, Pennsylvania.
beautiful.
How are you?
I'm good. What's your question? First of all, Darlene, let me just say, you did that perfect. So people who don't know, but Darlene knows, I'm a very anal retentive person. So I basically send something out to everybody saying, do this, do that, do this, and almost nobody does it. And you did it perfectly. And ding, 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 you win the gold star for today. Thank you, friend.
Thank you. Yeah, I have this like thing that happens to me a lot.
Okay.
It's a number. I get up to that number on my watch, on my clock. I see it on people's like on the back of their car, their licenses.
Sure.
It just seems like it's no matter where I am. Like, I mean, I don't even have to be in the house. I could be out. I could be like in another state, and it still happens all the time. And I feel like somebody is telling me something, and that number does mean something.
Right. What is the number?
The number is 314.
Oh, you're talking about the biblical passage, John 3:14.
Well, I got married that day, so that was my
Interesting.
wedding date.
Right. And that is a famous biblical passage, right?
I don't know, but
Oh, I think it is. Isn't that what people hold up, like the ones that go to the football games and the rainbow waves?
oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 314? I mean 413. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very different.
Oh, now I'm starting to get red on my face because.
Well, good for you. You got married in Aries. I love that story. As an Aries, that was a good move. It's about lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
So 413 is an 8 in numerology because you add the 4, the 3, and the 1, right? And you get an 8.
Right.
8 is really the number of the infinity symbol, and it's the number of the divine masculine and divine feminine in unity. I'm doing my infinity symbol. Can you see it?
Yes.
In infinity. So it's a wonderful day for marriage. And for marriage of everybody, not just heterosexual couples, because everybody inside of them possesses divine masculine, divine female, feminine. So if you're watching right now and you're like, wow, I'm like, no. It's for everybody. We all have both. And we all have a beautiful mixture of that. And hopefully you marry somebody or partner with somebody who has either the same mixture or one that complements yours. It's really a universal love thing. I mean, is that good? I mean, do you feel that kind of connection in your marriage?
I feel that connection. He's passed away in 2010. But it's like, I see it constantly. I don't know if it's like, hey, I'm still here watching you, or
did you start seeing it after he passed?
Yeah.
See, that's him contacting you and saying, I may not be alive on the earth, but our love is forever. Because that's really what that 8 is about, is that unity and unison, and it can very much symbolize love being forever.
Makes sense.
Beautiful, sweetie. Isn't that a wonderful story? How lucky you are to have shared a love like that. Very beautiful. Also, the 413 angel number, and I'm getting this from engineer producer Emery, so I don't want anyone to think I just came up with this because I'm so amazing. The 413 angel number is often considered a powerful symbol of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. When this number appears in your life, your angels are telling you that you're on the right path and to keep going.
Okay.
And it's not only the angels, it's also him.
Okay. Thank you.
It's a great number because it has 1, which is the number of rebirth. It has a 3, which is the trendy number, which is the high spirituality number. It has a 4, which is the angel number. So it has like all the good stuff in it. So you're very fortunate. You're very blessed.
Thank you.
You bet. Take care, sweetheart.
Thank you. You too.
Wow, what great questions. I know I say it every week, but what great questions we have today, and always so different. I'm always so interested to see what's on everybody's mind. It's really very exciting. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. I love numerology too.
Hello. Hi, my name is Robin. I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Hi, Robin. What's your question for me, sweetie?
My question is, my mom passed almost 2 years ago, very, very suddenly.
Okay.
Yes, I was with her, but I'm having a hard time.
Yeah. Aren't you glad you were with her?
Yes, I'm very glad I was with her. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. No, but I mean, isn't that the most important? I mean, obviously she's gone in prayers, and I know it's hard, But aren't you glad in retrospect that you were with her when it happened? Because I was with mine, and it's one of the things I'm the most thankful for was that I was there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was there. I made all the decisions, but I need to know from her. And yes, she comes to me all the time in my dreams. I have numbers. I'm very psychic myself, but
Of course, yes.
but the question is, I guess, is she really at peace? I need to know that from other people, not myself. I know it what I feel, but I need to know it from someone else to really believe it. Does that make sense?
Of course she's at peace. She's laughing because she can't imagine why you would think she would not be at peace. She's saying that when she wasn't at peace was when she was in that body that was failing. That this is the most peace that she has known since the last time she was home. So she's saying what's hard is what it's like to be on the earth, and that sometimes we as earthbound creatures, we worry about them when they pass, but the idea of not being at peace is really an earthbound concept, she's saying.
Right. Okay.
She worries that you're not at peace. She worries that you're not through it, that you haven't fully processed it, that you're not getting past it as quickly as she hoped you would, only because she cares about your heart. So she's worried about you and you're worried about her, and she's laughing and saying that's how it always was with you two.
Yeah, that's true.
You're always more worried about her, and she was always more worried about you.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Very accurate on that. Very accurate.
But she said you're the one that needs to be worried about, because she is in this completely zen place of what it's like to not be here.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, it makes me feel better though.
And she wants you to know that everything is okay.
Yeah, she told me that night before last in my dream that she was there with me. She woke me up.
Yeah.
And she said, "You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay." And it's just hard to accept, but I was so close to her.
Of course, sweetie. And you know what? I've learned from mine, and I think Spirit gives me this message from my clients all the time. You're never the same after your mama passes. You can be amazing, but it's not the same.
Right.
And if you're trying to make it the same, you will just continually disappoint yourself. Because the truth is, it's never going to be the same, but it can be so wonderful. And you know that they're looking out for you and they're guiding you from where they are, and that's so
most
beautiful
definitely.
too.
Yeah, she sends me feathers all the time, white feathers all the time,
Beautiful.
and numbers all the time.
It's beautiful, sweetheart.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, honey, you're in such good shape, and she's sending you so much love. And she says when she sends you the love and you feel it in your gut, right in your solar plexus chakra, you need to believe that it's there, sweetie. Believe it's there. Okay?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
You bet. Take care, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I think one of the hardest things in the world is dealing with the passing of a parent that you were extremely close to. Especially your mother, if you were close, because you literally grew inside of your mother. You know, your mother and you had all that time before you met anybody to just get to know each other. Now, not everybody's close to their mother. And then that's a whole different story. You don't have to be close to your mother. You don't have to grieve your mother. But when you are close to your mother and you and your mother are best friends, and your mother passes, I think it's one of the hardest things. And I know because I lived that, and I know how hard it is. And you can find happiness and laughter and joy on the other side of that. And you have to know that they're always working from the other side. It was a message that my mom passed to me so much that first year that she died. They're working to help to make you happy. You're getting lifted up, right? Spiritually lifted up from the bottom. It's like a microwave where you cook from the inside out. You're spiritually getting lifted up from the inside out. And you have to allow that to happen, that healing to happen, and not fight it. Because we can fight it and we're not supposed to fight it. Does that make sense? Something to think about. All right. Let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good, honey. Who are you and where are you from in the world?
I'm Marilyn, and I'm from Burkburnett, Texas.
Beautiful. And how may I help you? What's your question, darling?
Well, my question is, I've been seeing little hearts here and there, whether they're made out of water drops
Nice.
or leaves. And I've been taking pictures of it too, because I just can't believe it. And I've been seeing it I was seeing it for a couple of weeks ago, almost every day.
Wow.
And even today, I saw it in the shape of a leaf outside. So I was wondering
Wow.
what that was all about.
Are you having a hard time, sweetie? Have you been having a hard time the last couple of years?
Yes, when do I not?
So sometimes Spirit's like, look, of all the messages we can send you, right now you just need love. So we're
Yes,
just going to send you hearts. And in times like that, you'll see a heart in the clouds. You'll see a heart in the rocks. I mean,
right.
you'll see all this stuff, right? It's funny because I
Yes.
had a friend who was so worried because her cat had a giant tumor and they thought it was cancer. And so she went in to have the cat operated on and she was panicked. Well, it turned out it was just like this big of a fur ball. So
Aw.
they took it out, and when she was all, relieved that her baby was okay, she looked down and there was a perfect heart shape. They'd shaved his belly and it was the perfect
Aw.
shape of a heart. So
Aw.
sometimes Spirit will throw you all these different hearts, right? You see them
Yes.
everywhere. And
Yes.
it's just them saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yes, did they send you the number 3s and the 11s and all? Yes, they do. But sometimes you just need the comfort. And
Yes.
Spirit, more than anything, knows when we just need comfort, and nothing is more comforting than seeing a heart.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
So,
in everything, including my toothpaste, every once in a while, a heart shape will come out on my
yeah,
brush. Yeah.
yeah,
It's just random. And I kind of knew it was spirit, and I will always say thank you
good,
every time
good.
I see it. And it was always when I was having a moment, a bad moment, or, like yesterday was a hard day or something like that. I will
Yeah,
always see hearts and I would tell people and they would laugh at me. But then when I would see it, I would take pictures and I'm like, do you see? I mean, it's there, it's a heart. And they were like, oh my God, yes, it is. So, yeah,
yeah.
it, I've been seeing that quite some time. And today I saw it again in a leaf right there. It fell right into in front of my feet.
So
So,
beautiful. It's so
yeah,
beautiful, sweetie.
yeah.
You are doing great. And I'm sorry it's been a hard time, and Spirit is sorry that it's been a hard time. And they just want you to know that they're just sending pure universal love, because right now you don't have to worry about this and you don't have to worry about that. All
Mm-hmm.
you have to worry about is love, that you're
Good.
just receiving love, because
Yeah.
that receiving of love will heal you.
Yes. Yes.
And the healing you will get you to the next place where then you can start working through things you want to work through. But right
Okay.
now, you just need the love. It's like when you have an accident or something in the beginning, you just need the painkillers. And then
Right.
once you start to heal, then you can start thinking about the physical therapy and the this and the that. Right now,
Right.
you're in the phase where your heart is wounded because of
Mm-hmm.
so many things that have built up over and over and over again. And you just
Yes.
need that love, sweetie. Okay.
Right. Right. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
It does. It really does. And I kind of knew it was from spirit.
Yeah.
That's why I will always say thank you every time I see it. And it kind of makes you warm in your heart, that
Yes.
that it does
Yes.
happen. So
Yes. Yes. I'm sending you love.
thank
Spirit is
you.
sending you love. Everyone's sending you love. Your whole
Oh,
spirit team, guides and angels, and they
yes,
just want your heart to heal. That's just what you need, sweetie, is a healed
I
heart.
do. I do. Thank you so much.
You
Thank
betcha,
you.
sweetie. I'm sending you so much love.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I love this show. I love the people that we reach, the people that we read for. I just love this show, and I just love everybody who's been a part of it. So thankful to all of our wonderful callers today. Are they callers? Are they video them? So thankful to my wonderful engineer and producer, Emery, and to fantastic Tony Sweet, who owns Parapod TV and has been gracious enough to allow us to be part of his wonderful network. You can find on the Roku channel and more. I talk about this a lot, but I haven't in a while. This is my dream show. This was the show I always wanted to do. And everybody was like, you want to do what? And I think maybe it seemed like, I don't know what it seemed like, but this is exactly how I want it to be. I wanted beautiful, real people to come into the show, ask me real questions. Spirit always keeps it real, always gives you real messages. You can have a great, real conversation. And I know the people that are watching can see little bits of things they need to ask for their own healing in the questions that are being asked by the people that are coming in. And then hopefully folks get real answers and real healing. That's what we do here every week, every Tuesday at 2:00 Pacific time. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a text message. Or if you just want to say hi, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. That's my website. That's where you can find me. If you go to the contact page, you can contact me. If you go to the social media page, you can see everywhere I am on social media. I'm just at Sheena Metal, all one word, lowercase, no numbers or spaces or extra letters. And you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and X, which is formerly Twitter. Until I see you next time, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise your vibration. And please always know that you are love and you are loved and you're so loved by me. I'm Sheena Metal. This is Messages from Spirit, only on Parapod TV. I'll see you next Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time. I love you all. Have a beautiful week. Namaste.